Striking teachers have been ordered to go back to the classroom. JoyNews has been making some checks around the country to find out whether or not the teachers have resumed teaching in the schools. We'll talk to you about a statement that was released this afternoon by the striking teachers on their decision to go back to the classroom. But first, we'll tell you how pupils and some parents have been dealing with the issues so far. We'll take you to the OT region, where some pupils took over teaching of their colleagues as the striking teachers continued their strike yesterday. Third-year junior high school pupils were seen preparing for their final BECE exams next year. Also, our visit to some regions in the same region some schools in the region saw some pupils take over teaching. Here is a report by our correspondent in the OT region.
Most of the schools visited have become what I would call ghost towns, locked gates, doors and windows. Except for some third years who are preparing for their final examinations next year, as in doing some studies. Here, this one takes over to help solve some mathematics problem.
No, please. V squared. The SM is V minus S.
In this school, pupils gather to converse as they claim they were waiting for their teachers who are NAPCO beneficiaries and national service person. In the third school visited, there was order, but they returned to hear there was a heavy fight. They have this appeal to make.
We are not happy that our teachers are on strikes. We are very sad and we came here to learn, but the teachers were not around. So we are waiting for someone to come and lead us to teach. We want the government to pay them their money so that they should come back and teach us.
What do you want? You want your teachers back?
Yes.
And but they say they have money with government. Government owes them, and so they won't come back until that money is paid. What do you make of it?
We want the government to pay them so that they can teach us.
Government to pay them. Okay.
We need our teachers back.
You need them back?
Yes.
All right.
Meanwhile, interns, national service personnel and NAPCO beneficiaries have taken over the conduct of end-of-semester examination at KJB Asatu Senior High School. The subject teachers are expected to mark scripts before the 16th of December 2019. Peterson's report for JoyNews.
So how did parents deal with it before we heard about the call-off of the strike? Some of the parents in that same region are asking government to address the concerns that striking teachers have raised. The strike, as you know, has entered day 3 yesterday, but today we're expecting that the teachers would have gone back to school. We'll be getting back to our correspondent for more of that, but some of the parents think that the teachers have been taken for granted for too long. Some food vendors also lament low patronage as a result of the strike because they sell food in the schools as well. Peterson again with this report.
On a regular day, she would have had a good sales by 10 a.m. But that was not the case on Wednesday morning when JoyNews visited. She tells JoyNews plantains she bought are rotting away and had to be made into this, which is not the usual accompaniment to garri and beans. She appeals to government to attend to the striking teachers to return to the classrooms.
Our food are here. We come to the market, they are not buying, we are just here, they are not buying anything for us. So we are praying for the government to help the teachers so that they will help us.
So it means that before this time, they would have bought this food for you.
Oh, by this time, this food has finished for a long time.
Some parents have also called on government to give listening ear to the concerns of the teachers to return to the classroom to help their wards.
The government must pay them whatsoever that they deserve. Because they are working for it. It's not easy to be a teacher. So the government must pay them. It's bad. Sometimes when I wake up and then I see my child or my boy in the house without doing anything in the name of strike, is very bad. I feel very bored.
They don't respect the teachers. You see, the MPs, they didn't go to any school. They went to university, they are working, then they become MP in their constituencies. But teachers went to school, sat for their exams. We should pay them their arrears, and they go back to the classroom.
So how do you feel as a parent, seeing that this is the third day?
I'm feeling sad for my children not being in school. They are in the house playing.
So what do you suggest?
I suggest the government should look into things and pay them their money so that they go back to classes.
I'm pleading to the government to listen to the teachers because this strike will harm the students. And as I'm talking now, you see a lot of students are in the street walking here and there. It will end up with the parents crying and the children, the children too are crying. So we are pleading for the government to listen to the teachers so that they should pay them their rest so that the children can go back to school.
Peterson's report for JoyNews.
Well, Peterson filed that report yesterday when the strike was still ongoing. So we're giving you an idea how parents feel, how the schools are coping. This afternoon, we heard that the strike has been called off by the striking teachers. Now, they sent a statement. I'm going to go through that statement with you before we go to our correspondent to find out whether or not they showed up in the classroom. So it says court order striking teachers. That's a response to court order striking teachers to call off strike action. It says consequent to the declaration of a nationwide industrial action on Thursday, December 5, by the 3 teacher unions. It mentions the teacher unions. We, the teacher unions, again, wish to inform all our members that the nationwide strike action, which was declared by the teacher unions and its subsequent commencement on Monday, December 9, 2019, has been called off. The decision of the 3 teacher unions, NAGRAT, CCT and NAT, was arrived at on the advice of our lawyers in consequence to the court order dated Wednesday, December 11, 2019, to call off the nationwide strike action, which commenced on Monday. We hereby wish to inform all our members to call off the nationwide strike action forthwith. We are by this press release thanking all our members for their support and solidarity. We have, however, advised our lawyers to obtain copies of all the court processes from the court leading to the said order, and which were not served on us before the order was obtained, and advise us properly. Now, if you read this statement that was signed by Thomas T. Musa, General Secretary of NAT, on behalf of all of the 3 other unions, it says that they're going to the classroom in response to the order by the High Court that sat on the matter, but they're taking further action. Now, that further action they're taking is referring the matter to their lawyers and seeking advice. Well, what has happened this afternoon? Have they returned to the classrooms? Let's get on the lines to find out. Now, let's go to the central region to begin with. Richard Kojonyako is standing by. Hello, Richard. Richard.
Hello, Gifty.
Very well. Richard, what do your checks show? Are teachers back in the classroom?
No, they showed some text messages to me from their various unions. So I got a text message. I read a text message from NAT, from NAGRA's teachers that have just received these messages when I interacted with them. But the situation has been the same from Monday. They've not been to school. But for the senior high school, I mean, they have been in school and the examinations are ongoing. Of course, they are not the ones that are supervising the exams, the NAPCO, the teaching practice, and then other national service persons that are in the school. They took over the invigilation of the exam. But for the basic schools, they remain closed. And so it is now that they have received the text messages from their various unions that they would decide to go to school tomorrow. And so we are waiting anxiously to see whether they will go to school as a result of the text messages or the order that has been given by their various unions.
So they got a text message today, and so they're waiting to return to the classroom tomorrow.
Yeah, so those that I interacted with, they told me that they got the text message about 30 minutes ago. As I said, they got a text messages asking them to go back to the classroom about an hour ago. So it depends on which of the unions they belong to.
Interesting. Richard, thank you for that update. Let's go to the Northeast region. Eliasu Tanko standing by for us. Hello, Eliasu.
Hi, Gifty.
Eliasu, what can you report? Are the teachers back to school in your area?
Well, for the public, schools, the basic schools, of course, the teachers did not show up today. None of them, actually. In fact, all the schools that I've visited were all lock and key, except the senior high school. When I visited there, I saw the children sitting for their mock exams. and I was able to engage the headmaster of the Nalerigu Senior High School, and he told me that they have been coming to school since Monday when the strike action started. But he said this morning they received a circular from their union leaders asking them, because of the court ruling, they have to get back to classes. And so because of that, he had also informed his teachers. And when I went there, I saw a good number of the teachers invigilating the ongoing mock examination in that particular senior high school. So it was quite different in Nalerigu Senior High School. But for the basic schools, all the schools today were closed. Only a few number of the children showed up, but there were no teachers, and the classrooms were all locked.
Thank you for that update. Now we'll be getting more updates from our other correspondents to find out. At least we know from 2 regions that the teachers have not showed up. They say it looks like they got the alerts late in the day. They probably will be in school tomorrow.